Hey there! I feel like it's been forever since I made a video. I did do a live in my Facebook group and I've been meaning to upload that, so I'll try to upload that. If you've noticed that there is a gap in my numbered videos, I wanted to do that so you could go back and watch everything in order. That video I filmed and I did body shots and I have chickened out on posting it, so I will post it at some point. But it was really rough for me. It was really emotional. I have so many topics that I want to talk about, but I just wanted to do a quick check-in. Let me tell you something. I was miserable, the first 2 weeks after surgery. I mean, I was miserable. And so let's go back. The last time I checked in, I think I had surgery. In that other video, if I upload it, it's talking about mental versus physical hunger, which I really dealt with within like the first week after surgery. And I really was not expecting that. So many people talk about getting out of surgery and just not being hungry. I was starving. I was like, I want pizza, I want cheeseburgers, I want this, I want that. Mentally, of course, I could barely, get liquids down. And I still haven't gotten a new tripod, so I apologize for moving the camera all around. So, anyway, I had surgery. The day of my surgery, it was like pushed back, so it was like late afternoon, evening before I got my surgery. And so I hadn't eaten all day, anything like that, the night before, and been on liquid diet. I got my surgery. Anesthesia was like great. I don't even remember. Usually when I get put under, I'm like, am I going to be asleep? I'm going to be asleep. Are they going to start? Don't even remember that. I don't even think I remember the oxygen mask going on. That's the last thing I remember. Now, as soon as I woke up, I was like, I gotta vomit. And I think I went to surgery at like 3:30, and I think it was about 2 hours. I got out of surgery, so that would have been like around 5:30. I was in the recovery room, partially because I was so sick and partially because they could not find a room for me. I didn't get into a hospital room until like 1:30 that night, but pretty much non-stop, actually even on the ride up to the room when they wheeled me with the bed, I threw up. I was throwing up blood and bile and dry heaving because there really wasn't anything to throw up but the blood and bile, and it was bad. I don't know if I've ever been so sick in my life. And I was like, I swore I wasn't going to regret it, but I mean, I do kind of regret it right now, but of course I was miserable. In between all those hours, I did sleep a little bit. So I would like vomit and then sleep and then vomit and sleep. They gave me shot in my thigh. They gave me stuff in my IV. They gave me everything they could for nausea, and I just was so sick. It was really bad. I mean, it was definitely a more severe reaction than most people have, like nausea-wise and everything. So just my experience. My surgeon was amazing with my incisions. They're almost healed. They're tiny, teeny tiny. So that's been great. My stomach muscles are a little sore, where they had to go through there, but pain-wise, it wasn't too bad, and through the next couple weeks wasn't too bad. But for 2 weeks after surgery at home, I was so nauseous. I mean, and it was miserable. And I thought I was going to be able to be okay with like a week off of work. I wish I could have afforded to take more. So then week 3, which was last week, I ended up working overtime because they offered it and I really needed to make up from work. But I do work from home and I, sit at a desk, so it's not like it was that intense. Still having some nausea off and on, but it's a million times better than it was. But the first 2 weeks, I mean, I literally was just nauseous. Doing pureed foods now. I'm going to be starting soft foods soon. It's funny because, like I said, I was so hungry that first week. And I'll try to upload that video that talks a lot about physical versus mental hunger. But I think I was still getting past the like sugar addiction, getting that stuff out of my body, and it takes a while for those cravings to go away. But I finally started feeling like those cravings are going away. I'm finally not nauseous all the time, just off and on. I've had some constipation issues, which I'm like, you know, liquid diet, I'm having constipation issues. So dealing with that, whatever. I'm about done with protein shakes for my life. But it's a mental struggle for sure. I keep thinking I'm going to like wake up and be able to just like scarf down food, you know? It's very, very strange. If you drink anything too fast or eat anything too fast, it's like a tightness. But it reminds you that it's there. So that's good. So let me go over, the highest weight I've ever seen on a scale was 280, but I really sat around 275, and that's kind of the number that I go with. Before I started the pre-op liquid diet, I did a 2-week pre-op liquid diet, and I weighed 275. It is now, I'm not quite 1 month from surgery. My surgery was February 13th, and today's what, March 6th? So March 13th will be my 1 month from surgery. Although it's not, it's February. It was February, so it's like less than 30 days. But anywho, I guess you still count that as a month. Today, I weighed in at 148. 148. I always do that. 248. So I should have done the math before I got on here. I'm kind of thinking about it as like in my head like fives. So I was really excited to hit 250. So that was 25 pounds. So 27 pounds today. But it slowed down a little bit. The scale slowed down a little bit when I started the Puréed stage, and the constipation issues kind of hit. So that's worrying me a little bit. I have, you know, what my dietitians and everything have wanted me to go by, but I also have kind of like, you know, things that have worked for me in the past and not worked for me in the past, and like what I know to be good. I do love Dr. Vong, Dr. V. He has some videos on here, and he kind of has a different school of thought than a lot of surgeons, and I mostly agree with most of the things that he said about not just going for texture, but also going for like health. And I definitely agree with that. So I'm really excited to start soft foods where I can do like fish and like boiled vegetables. So I'm really excited for that, and get away from like sugar-free Jell-O, sugar-free I haven't had Jell-O since surgery. I tried it a couple times and I just can't do it. I grew up where you did not waste food. That's how I grew up, and I think that's been part of my weight issue. You do not waste food. If you put it on your plate, you finish it. And you know, we didn't have a lot of money, so we had, you know, we didn't want to waste food, and it's always been in my mind. But I'm telling you, doing this, you can only eat, drink so little, and sometimes you just taste something and you're just like, I can't do it. It's a lot to do with the nausea, I think, too, but just like, can't do it. So yeah, I just throw it away. And you know, I have to be like more frugal about shopping, and I think I'll learn. And right now I'm living by myself, you know, and I can only eat like teeny tiny amounts of anything at any time. So it's kind of tough shopping, but I just have to kind of get as little stuff as I can, and, you know, stuff that'll last, and then throw it away. So I'm doing well though, and everything's doing pretty good. But I tell you, it was miserable. And this is tough. This is one of the toughest things that I have ever done. It really is. It's such a mental struggle. You know, your stomach is small. You know you can't eat things, but that doesn't mean that you don't want. You know, the reasons that we eat most of us that have gained weight and dealt with weight issues and things in our past, it's like you eat because you're sad, you eat because you're happy, you eat because you're celebrating, you eat because you are going on a date and you're going to go out and eat. You eat because you're going out with your friend, and you're going to eat. It's like there's so many reasons that we eat. When you can't eat, it's like such a mind fuck. And, excuse my French, but I've started dating a little bit, which is like I don't even know why, but it's weird because I'm like, don't ask me to dinner. I can't eat anything. Not really seriously right now. We'll see, just kind of seeing what's out there, but it's odd, it's weird, and it is hard for me, especially to kind of talk about this with a guy. But I've been pretty upfront with everyone. Definitely like friends, family, and my Facebook group and women I know. It's like, yeah, I had it done and I did it for me, and it's gonna get better from here. Some people say, that you shouldn't go back to the gym really soon after surgery, or start the gym if you haven't, but I think it's where you're at mentally. So for me, the gym is like what keeps me on track. So whenever I go, it's like, hell yeah, I went to the gym. I am kicking butt today. Got up early, went to the gym, came home. Now I'm ready to start work. Now I'm ready to get, eat healthy all day, make sure I make the best decisions. And you should do what your surgeon says if you're getting the surgery, and your dietitian say, but then at some point it starts falling on you. At some point it's, okay, you've done what you needed to do to let your baby's stomach heal, and now it's falling on you to use it as a tool. Because if you don't use it and you start having super bad carbs, high fat, like all these bad things into your body, and sugar's the worst. You start putting that shit back into your body, that falls on you, and you're gonna gain weight back. Even though you have a sleeve, even though you had weight loss surgery, or even gastric bypass, you're gonna gain the weight back. So, I'm not a doctor, but I'm just saying. So yeah, I'm doing well. I'll check in with you guys again. Also, I made the mistake, I don't know, I'm such a water drinker and I love water. I made the mistake of like buying Vitamin Water Zero and Powerade Zero, and Crystal Light, when I never drank that stuff before, I usually always just drank water, so I don't know why I bought all that stuff. But let me tell you something. So Powerade Zero technically is sugar-free, but it does have like sucralose in it. So just FYI. That's one thing to look for when you're looking and you're like, oh, this is sugar-free, but But let me tell you something. Vitamin Water Zero, pineapple coconut. That stuff is amazing. I should have got some more when I was at the store. Dang. It is amazing. And I'm finally... It wasn't that I wasn't excited or happy or that I regretted it at all. I just was so nauseous. That was just like all I could be. I'm just starting to feel better. I'm starting to like really get in the mindset of everything that goes into my body matters, Even though I have a teeny tiny stomach now, I can't be eating crap. I need to make sure that I'm eating as healthy as possible. And I'm so pumped to get in the gym. So I'm looking forward to the next few months. My birthday's in August. I want to be at least 199 by my birthday. So I'm at 248 and it is March 6th. My birthday's August 9th. I want to be 199. That's my first big goal. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.